8.
You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Crazy day.
Robbie's just texting me right now about how this is not a 5 award presentation or 5 award operation. This is a 0 award operation.
I was giving him more time to work on his hair.
You're giving Comcast 8 more minutes to shut us off.
Hold on. So, Robbie, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was great. How about yours?
That was all right. Hold on. Why is it the volume?
There we go. Volume's down. Yeah, usually we hear Robbie full voice as he pontificates about various movies.
Yeah, Preston, right? They hate me. So
Comcast is ready to start.
How did your what was the movie again? Risky Business? No. What was it?
Risky Business was last Monday. Tonight will be Legend.
Legend. That was I remember it being so-so.
Yeah, there was a director's cut that was released in the early 2000s, though, and that seems to be most people's preferred version, and that's the one in particular we're talking about tonight. I do think that it's a better story, but it still has pacing issues. Both versions have pacing issues to me, but in the U.S. theatrical cut, we have the Tangerine Dream score, and I love that score so much. But the Jerry Goldsmith score for the European and the director's cut is also really good. But anyway, it's an interesting thing. Ridley Scott likes to keep remaking his movies, right? A lot of his movies have like extended editions or final cuts, director's cuts, and stuff like that.
You popped Tangerine Dream into my head, which made me think of Blade Runner. And how many versions of Blade Runner have we had?
2.
There's 5. There's 5 versions of Blade Runner.
There's multiple versions of Blade Runner. Theatrical, world theatrical, and then there's a director's cut, then there's like an extended something else.
Yeah, there's the work print, and then there's the final cut, right? Yeah.
Yes, but I just saw this is like the final definitive, like this is what we want you to think of.
I knew there were multiple versions of it, but I didn't know there were 5.
I have a buddy who was so moved by the score of that movie, speaking of Tangerine Dream, he went to see them in Germany like 3 years later.
That's pretty close.
He was heavy into like when the new age music scene first began to explode. And he would go to see these artists in France and Germany. And I remember thinking, dude, back then we didn't have much money. Now if somebody said I was going to Europe for the weekend, I wouldn't be super surprised, right? My friends are, their kids have moved on or whatever. But this was when we were still young. Backpacked across the thing to see them. Somebody did a concert. I'm trying to remember the artist's name in a mock-up of a glass pyramid, which eventually they used for the Louvre.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know this. Strangers Chapter 1. I have not.
I did see the Strangers Chapter 1.
Shocker.
I didn't want to say too much, because I want to see how the Strangers fans react to it. I don't consider myself a hardcore Strangers fan. I enjoy the movies, but they have like a kind of hardcore. That's a very particular type of horror, and they have a very particular sort of. I found out on Instagram there are some hardcore like home invasion horror fans. Like they are, they're into it, and they have very definitive opinions of this movie. Right? I just enjoyed it because that's what I did with movies like that.
So
I've heard not good things about the new Strangers, but I didn't watch it because I don't really like the original, and I never watched any of the sequels. So I don't know. There was something about it that was off. Now, a great home invasion movie is You're Next. That's a great movie.
I really didn't understand until I got older all this sort of subspectra of horror. To me, a horror movie was a horror movie. And then we had movies that sort of blurred it a little bit, like maybe Alien. Is it science fiction? Is it horror? I would say it's science horror, if such a genre existed. But
I think it does.
There's sort of, you know what I mean? There's a big substrata, I'm sure Robbie is way familiar with this, different types of horror that people like. My podcast platforms are filled with Arctic horror podcasts and stories. I don't enjoy anything else. Like The Thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of which, like The Thing, something about a bunch of people being stranded in the middle of nowhere, and there's a monster or something, and you're not. Where are you going to go outside? You stay outside, you die. You go.
And that's all. Like even that's a subgenres within subgenres, right? Because The Thing is also sci-fi horror. It's also isolation horror, right?
Yes, isolation horror. Thank you. That was the other word I was trying to think about. So I would say I did not think it was very good. I guess I'll be honest a little bit. I thought it fit within their universe, within their portfolio. I don't think they're not as good. We're getting some great horror right now. We really are. The last couple of years we've talked about that on this show with Robbie, that horror sort of comes and goes, right? We like peaks and valleys. Right now, horror is really, even big box office horror, like The Gathering or whatever it is. Not The Gathering, I think it's I can't think of it now, but they've done at least 3 of these movies. Annabeth is part of that franchise.
Right.
Oh, The Conjuring.
Yeah, The Conjuring.
Up.
Okay.
8 minutes in. There we go.
This Robbie and Jay Minute brought to you by Comcast.
That made money.
Comcast
That wasn't just a good horror
HDRs.
movie for the studio. Well, let's be
It
honest.
made money.
Horror movies made
Waiting
money.
on him
but
to
they
catch
didn't
up
make real
first.
money. You know what I mean? Like you would get a whole bunch of like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street movies because they would turn a profit, but they were not money makers. They were not selling out theaters, maybe on a Saturday night or something. The same reason they'll put Rocky Horror in a movie theater 40 years later, because people will come and see it.
So, Jay, did we freeze? I'm thinking we did.
Yeah, you did. But you're back.
Yeah,
Oh, did we? Are we frozen again?
we were. Are we back?
Yeah, you're back.
We're back?
Okay. That doesn't
Triple
really
B-
tell you anything.
Triple B said it right in the chat, though.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it was-
Marcus did. 8 minutes on the button.
I was talking about the movie. We were talking about very much The Strangers Part 1, Chapter 1, whatever they called it. It really is. It's like they just said, hey, let's shoot this again.
Right.
Like, don't fix it if it's broken. The problem is movies now, we've talked about this before, depending on where you are in the country, movies are anywhere from $12 to $20.
Right.
If you're in a city, you're paying for parking and all this other stuff. For you to give me a movie I saw
Except you. You
3
go
or
to
4
so
years
many.
ago,
It really breaks out about 50
I
cents.
never used
for
myself
negative $2 for them.
I never used myself as a good determinant because I'm at the movies anyway.
You're taking a loss, like a movie.
Well, what's funny is they just upgraded the membership I belong to. They don't even charge me like the extra $2 for IMAX movies now. They're afraid of like losing their subscribers. So they're like, hey, let's
Makes
give you
sense.
more stuff. And I'm thinking to myself,
Reserved chair for John in the theater.
You
Like,
you
you're
got
right,
charged
it's all
extras
included.
for like if you did like IMAX or 3D, you had to pay the extra fee.
yes, originally
Oh, wow.
if you had the Regal Unlimited plan, it was unlimited. But if you went to see an RPX show or an IMAX show, different houses have different screens, there was an upcharge.
Gotcha.
So now John goes to movies, and it's like business class on a flight. So John's seat, you can totally lay down. They give him a pillow and a blanket, serve him dinner. Okay, little stewardess or flight attendant will come by with a drink tray.
You know what? You're not funny though. You're not completely wrong
I'm
because
hilarious.
now
Please.
you can order food in the app that they will bring to you at the theater. At least they've been doing that in other parts of the country. If you've ever been to an Alamo movie theater,
Yeah.
Alamo remains my
What
all-time
happened
favorite
to like
movie
the
theater.
restaurant and bar that was like in the theater?
They have one out towards in Delaware, Pennsylvania. Delaware or Pennsylvania, right out there. They sort of have a like it's a restaurant, and you order your food, and everybody gets fed, and lights go down, and the movie starts. Alamo is the best of both worlds. It's you in a movie seat, but in front of you is a bar, and they will happily bring you cocktails. A lot of times the cocktails are named after the movie sometimes or whatever. And I got to tell you, I can't think of a better way to spend $100 and 2 hours. If you're not in Vegas or anything, you know what I mean? It's just we went to one in Austin, and I got to tell you, it was amazing.
All right, so real quick topic, as we all know, when I watch movies, there's usually a 2-month delay, maybe longer. So over the weekend, I finally watched Madam Web.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Madam Web. You know,
I'm sorry. I don't know. I really don't know what to say.
come on, dude, your memory can't be that bad.
It's awful.
And yeah, it was bad.
Madam Web is awful. Madam Web makes Morbius look not too bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
And we've discussed Morbius to death. We won't bring that up again, but not too many thumbs up for Morbius in the chat.
I really appreciate that. I would have been pissed off if I paid to go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
I sat in my couch. Well, Preston is like #1 on Netflix, right? Or something. All of a sudden, it's like the #1 movie on Netflix. I don't know why. Because
it's probably one of those things like Morbius, right? Where everybody hears it's so bad, they're like, no way. Or they're thinking it's so bad it's funny, but I'm hearing it's just bad. It's not even funny bad.
Again?
Oh, they're frozen. Y'all back?
It's bad. I think we're back. Yeah, it's just Morbius. At least you can. I'll say this about Morbius: you can at least see an effort made. It's spinning their wheels in the mud, but at least they put their foot on the gas. Madam Web is nothing. Madam Web is just literally. There's nothing there.
Well,
this was supposed to be launching, in theory, new characters. They're talking about how we've got to expand the Marvel Universe, right? And Sony's got their idea of everything they want to do. Well, no. This was terrible.
I want to say this, all right? It wasn't great. It was bad. It was okay because, it was streaming. I already had to stream. I had nothing better to do. I wanted to see what everybody was talking about because everybody said it was bad. And it was. It was just bad. And
yeah, Thomas, the end is just... The end seems to me that there's a bunch of guys in the suit and they have a bunch of scripts and they just kind of throw a dart, and whichever script the dart hit, that's the... Yeah, ChatGPT wrote that movie. It's gibberish. I try not to be that harsh about genre movies, but it's gibberish.
I also heard that for what it is, it's kind of long.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It was badly cast.
It was badly cast, and again, this is something that should have probably been 6 episodes on Disney Plus, because it dragged, right? And you could see that they wanted to talk about all these characters, and the original idea was that this took place in the 90s when the whole vibe of that movie would have made more sense. I said this before. My nieces who are like 18, 19 are watching this movie, and they don't get why it's so difficult for like a woman to have a job. All the 45-year-old women are going, yay, yes, sister, yes. And I'm like, yeah, but the movie isn't for you. Nana, sit down. The movie is supposed to be for a younger audience, and it's just... And here's the deal. She is the most amazing, positive person ever. But when Gail Simone gets on social media and starts telling you how good a movie is, it's because she's trying to drown out the voices of everyone telling you how terrible it is. And I've been friends with Gail Simone on social media for at least 10 years when she started writing for Dynamite and Red Sonja. And I know for a fact Gail is happy to talk about projects. But when she really tries to use a pro wrestling term, put something over, it's because everyone else is saying, this is terrible, don't watch this. And she's doing it out of the goodness of her heart because she wants the genre to succeed. And she does it because she's kind of like the unofficial Pope of girls on Twitter. But no, this is just no.
The villain,
No.
I don't know who the actor was, but was bad, poorly cast. Who was very unconvincing. Dakota Johnson was awful. She just didn't look like she was into this character.
I don't know if Dakota Johnson, maybe somebody in the theater said it. Dakota Johnson must have went all in on Bitcoin, and then when they realized that Bitcoin was just a scam, it wasn't really money or anything, a lot of people lost their money. So they found themselves having to do whatever they could sign to get a check. And when I look at what Dakota Johnson's work is, and then she jumps into this, the only thing I could think of is she lost 7 figures on Bitcoin or something similar. Because why in the world would you do this movie? It's just awful.
There is going to be a hashtag, and I got to come up with it. And
we don't need no hashtags. I like that one.
It's kind of long.
Nick doesn't care.
All right. It's not about Nick. It's about everybody out there. I don't want to have them typing it. But all right. So let's do XP MCU.
MCU.
Actually, I kind of like CJ's. Let's do hashtag EXP MCU what? All right. That is a hashtag. Got it? You catch that, Jay?
I got you.
All right. So the giveaway, don't know. Gonna pick one.
I will go into Nick's office and pry something off his wall. There's nothing valuable in there.
The door down. Okay.
You think I don't know how to get into that door with a butter knife?
I don't want to know.
Dude,
I do not.
I worked in a kitchen for decades.
Stop. This makes me. That means I could be called in depositions. Don't do that to me.
Dude, don't laugh. I almost had to be in a deposition type thing today.
For what?
The jury duty or whatever that was, man. I wanted no part of that.
No.
When they were like, "Hey,
get
you're free," I got a jury duty letter. So this whole week I've got the specter of jury duty over my head. I prepared. I watched 12 Angry Men like I was supposed to. There's multiple versions of it. So I'm all set to go. And then thankfully,
you were excused.
The court texted me. They said, "You're excused for today.
Oh, tomorrow.
But we'll let you know for tomorrow."
So you got to go, I think, tomorrow, I believe. It's just happened when we live in the same town.
Yeah.
I think that tomorrow, if you're not picked, you are excused completely. Or maybe one more day.
Oh, fingers crossed. Because, I mean, think about it. If you're on trial for your life,
so
do you want me sitting in the box, like, reading comics?
Oh, that reminds me.
Oh.
I have to, before the check goes bad, I got the 50-cent check from the county. I got to go put that in the bank. So I've been lucky. I've been called, multiple times, but I've always been excused. I mean, as far back as when you had to physically go.
My wife has been in 3 trials in 10 years. They love her.
A lot.
I started calling her juror number 5 as a joke. They love, I don't know if it's the purple hair. I don't know what they love about her, but they get my wife in there. They're like, we want you to serve.
So the closest I ever got was years and years ago. I called up, my number came up. You have to report to Burlington County in Mount Holly. I go, I sit in this room. They had like a bank of 5 Dell computers with a big screen so people could use them. The days of cell phone, they were like this big clunky thing, 10 pounds. And I sat there for several hours waiting, and then was finally excused.
I found out, I rented a house down the shore probably like 10 years ago. They had that as my address, this township. So Stone Harbor is like, "Hey, we're calling you for jury duty." I guess that's Cape May County. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I've never lived in Cape May County, and I haven't been to Stone Harbor since before the lockdown.
Right.
So I had to call them a thing or whatever, and I actually had to do like a video thing with like a panel judge or something. I don't
live here.
And I was like, I have never lived there. I rented this house. And he's like, "Is this the house?" And he reads the address. And I said, "Honestly, I don't know." I said, "It was down the street from Ryan's on 45th Street bar." And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "I'll take care of it." And then I got a letter saying that they were going to, there was going to be a bench warrant for my arrest or something because I blew it off. And I'm like, I never got a letter and I never lived there. And he's like, "How long did you live in that house?"
Went to that address.
I said, "I rented the house for 10 weeks, 10 years ago." He's like, "Yeah, that doesn't constitute residency." But they're real serious about wanting you to do this. And I'm like, maybe you don't do a little background check because I'm not the most, dialed in guy.
All right. Oh my God, we've been talking for 20 minutes. All right, so let's get the grab bags out of the way. So as always, we got Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, retail value of $40 or more. And we've got it as always for $5. Then we have the DF grab bag 3-pack, Marvel, DC, Indie, and we've got that for $3. Then we have the DF grab bag 7-pack, and we same deal, and we've got that for $7. And then we have the 15-pack, and we've got that for $15. And then you got the X-Men random 20-pack grab bag, 20 random X-Men comics from 2000s, or rather from the 90s, with a chance of the 80s or 2000s. Books are 9.0 or better. And if you get all 5 grab bags, the grab bag combo, we will do all 5 grab bags for $25. All right, and then as always, we've got the Dynamic Forces mystery box, $200 guaranteed minimum value. It has one 9.8, one virgin, one signed, one exclusive cover, and 10 back issues. We got it for $100, but I've been doing this lately. Let's do it for $80. Right off the bat, slashing prices. All right, so tonight we're gonna do something different. Let me see. Do you guys have Dr. Doom one shot? I don't know, Millskills.
Yeah, that started. The one from last week started really picking up some value these last couple days.
Let me see what we got.
Well, if we do,
we do actually. We got the
$300?
125
No,
and the
$300.
1 in 50. So, Millskills, which one were you looking for, or both? Let me know. All right. So, and we've got those for $20 and $25. The 1 in 25 for $20, and the 1 in 50, the Hildebrands, for $25.
That's a really good deal.
So let me know, Millskills.
That's a very good deal with the way they were going today.
All right, Miguel. So all you got to do is, if you are claiming all 5 grab bags, I will put you down. And yeah, thank you, Corey. You just did. You got Millskills. Do me a favor. Make sure to fill out the claim form that's pinned at the top. And for those of you that have been with us a while, those of you that have placed claims, Amy's off today. She took the day off. It is her birthday today, we just mentioned. So if you have her email, feel free to email her and leave a little happy birthday. I'm sure she would love to see that. All right.
Do you know if she's allergic to chocolate or anything? Because maybe I'll stop by with like a little cake.
I have not. I do not know. I do not believe so.
I'll text Nick.
I really, really doubt Nick would know. But you do what you got to do.
He's the publisher of this company.
Uh-huh.
He's responsible for getting my comic.
Would you like to make a wager, sir?
Only if it's
I will bet you 1 John Cole sandwich.
Right. I think next week they're going to actually try to get back on the road again.
Who?
The bakery.
I thought they were open Friday.
They were open Friday, but it was just for pizza. It was just a little sort of, let's fire up the ovens and sort of get something started. But I think this Wednesday they want to sort of
fire up.
Cool. Well, I mean, the food. I was there. I kind of did a little bit of expediting a little bit over there. Everything went really smoothly. Pizza was great. Cool. People loved it.
I was thinking about coming by, but I ended up not doing it. Sorry, but
well, if you had wanted a pizza, you could have texted me and saved yourself $20. But
think about this. I don't want to overdo that welcome. You know what I'm saying? So, and if I'm going to use that coin, I would actually
use
really
it for something else.
The John Cole sandwich. Okay, pizza. No matter how good their pizza is, I can get pizza elsewhere. But the John Cole sandwich, I can only get in one place. And you got it, Jay. Thank you, bud. Actually, I'm over. It's 6:26. All right, so we're going to go to our first break. When we get back, we're trying something new.
We'll give you some comics to buy.
Yeah. All sketch covers, okay? And then, of course, Dynamite titles.
Somebody wake up Ron.
Trades. Huh?
Somebody wake up Ron.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see him in here. and of course, incentives. All right, so stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great. Thanks.
What's up, Comic Collectibles fans? It's producer Kyle. I am in my backyard. Why am I in my backyard? Well, I'll tell you. This is where I come to tell you guys about our new merch drops here on The Experience, and we have a brand new one launching today. Our favorite boss, Amy, has a catchphrase around here at The Experience, and you guys all know it. She asks you all the time to fill out your form. Well, now we have a Fill Out Your Form Amy Edition t-shirt. That's right. It's a t-shirt that you can order right now through our merch shop, reminding you to fill out your form in Amy's own handwriting. That's right. So, if you head over to the EXP Live, and down on the end of the bar is a link to the merch shop. Check that out. It's right there. It's available in blue and different shades of blue and purple for a limited time only. So check that out. TheEXPLive.com. Click on merch and find the Amy Edition Fill Out the Form t-shirt.
Hey, we're back. All right, so let's get to the TSM. You got it, bud. All right. So first off, we've got Red Sonja #1 Saracel Frank Thorne homage by Jessica Court and Mariana Nicieza. So essentially, it is a Saracel, really. So you've got Red Sonja in the front. That is the not Aztec part, and then the background. Hey Jay, background is also drawn. Or
I was trying to see if Mariano was still here because I wanted to couldn't talk about this, but he's ran out the door long ago.
Yeah, dude, the guy ran out the door with what was it, tornado warning we had? All right, so suggested retail $149.99, and tonight we've got it for $129.99. Custom die cut, correct, Marcus. Absolutely correct. All right. So next up, we have All-Star Batman #1 signed with animated Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $129.99, and we've got it tonight for $75.
Man,
I like that one.
I like that a lot. Yeah. I think I've said this before. My favorite version of Batman is the animated adventures, and I sort of,
if I remember correctly, you said it was the only version of Batman.
It is the only version. Well, you know what?
Because you're a Batman hater.
This is a little bit of a name drop, but it was recommended to me by the creator. Matt Wagner wanted me to read something. He's like, "You really don't like any version of Batman other than the?" I said, "Well," and he even said, "He's like, I can't pay my bills writing only the Shadow." And so he sent me a link to something that I'll probably check out at some point on Comixology or DCEU or whatever it is.
Break out the bottles. All right. So next up, we got Kang in the Avengers sketch cover collage by Joe Delbiato and Mariano Liceza. It's just a retail of $149.99. We have tonight for $85.
That's interesting. So it's like the heads or the collage bit right there. I like that.
Yeah, right.
He was talking about this. This is sort of a recreation of, I guess this was on a cover of like Marvel Super, or not a recreation. It's an homage to a cover that was on Marvel Super Action, which is in itself an homage to. It's like an inceptional homage. You know what I mean? It's a little bit weird.
Me, but you know, Mariano during the course of the day talks a lot, so I tend to like tune out a lot.
The good thing is Mariano likes my idea for my commissioned Vampirella Carousel. We had a little talk about that, and he said, "Can you make that happen?" And I said, "Well, I happen to talk to both the artist and the cosplayer pretty regularly." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I guess he thought I was going to ask him to do that. I was like, "No." I said, "If you're okay with it, I could probably make this happen with a couple private messages."
Anybody still playing the drinking game? Because that was like half the bottle.
When it's done, I'll actually bring it for people to see. Although
a bottle?
My guess is most of our people have seen a bottle or two, and they're like,
"Oh, you know, I didn't do it break. I'll do it second break. The giveaway."
Oh yeah, we should find something. Too.
I'll do it during the second break because that's at 4 or 5, right?
Yes.
He did not.
He did. You know what? Actually, the David Bohosi was talking about. He gets everything now. People want to see Galaxy Trio. Right. People want to see the Herculoids. And I immediately talked to Mariano about doing a cover like this with the Hanna-Barbera stuff. But apparently that's problematic. There's all kinds of legal, trademark, copyright things, which, you know, probably not going to work. I could do it as a fan project, but it can't be done like.
Right. And it's not something we should sell. Yeah. I know what you mean. All right. So, next up, we've got Harley Quinn #1, signed with Harley cover sketch by new artist Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $75. So we have another new artist tonight as well.
Eddie, I'm right there with you, man. Copyright. It's none of my stuff anyway.
All right, TS Dot, you want me to put you down just to make sure you're claiming it?
Yeah, that's my Harley. Yeah.
TS. Are you sure that's not the artist?
I think that's the artist.
I think that's the artist. That's Tracy. I don't think she's buying her.
Tracy. Is that you, Tracy? Thank you. Gosh.
Thank you, Marcus. No, that's Tracy.
You got to give me a heads up. I know that. Thank you, Marcus. We got that. All right.
That's something I would do. Buy something I drew.
By the way, Tracy, love your stuff. We had something that you did last week, I think. But there's so many. I forget. But no, I got it, Tracy. They all include me in. Thank you, Jay.
And Tracy, if you've been listening
and Marcus
earlier, I absolutely love Batman, the animated adventure. So this is there's a lot of energy there for that.
So I got to give Mark credit because he's managed to find new artists for us, and they are phenomenal. Yeah. We love your stuff, Tracy. And along with finding Jessica Cord, Dan Nylinger, Tony Scott.
Yeah, we've been the ones that Mariano hasn't.
Not true, Corey. We do read the chats, just out of order and sometimes not completely.
Mariano's sort of like a prospector now. He's like the old man with the pan in the river, and then the gold nugget comes out, and the gold nugget winds up getting cleaned up, and we wind up with this. So as far as I'm concerned, he can stay down by the river all day.
That is the best analogy. Robbie's still working on his. Aren't you, Robbie?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Hard that is. Acrylics. Thank you, Tracy.
So I believe that this is how much time has passed since we sent Robbie the blanks. At that time, we were not yet working with Jessica Court, Dan Nylinger, Tony Scott. Definitely we weren't working with Tracy.
You know what? I might give Robbie a break here. How much are his covers going to sell for?
What does it matter? We're never going to get them.
Because I'll pre-buy them so he's off the hook. He can buy me a beer when I make it down to a con.
Yeah. Be careful. Don't give him the money up front. You're never going to see the covers again. I promise you that. or he'll shave his beard, trim his beard and take the shavings, okay, and make something out of it.
Oh, I can do
Elmer's-
something like
A cool cover would be Robbie as he is right now with his headphone and microphone on, and behind him something's going on from like Army of Darkness. Like it's Ash and a Deadite fighting behind him, and he doesn't notice it because he's looking at all the trophies in front of him.
So I imagine you're asking Tracy to do something like that because we know Robbie's not going to be able to do that. Okay.
It'll have to be a collage cover with pictures, like screen grabs or something.
Yeah. So Robbie's going to have to take his own picture, okay, and then cut along lines. How are your cutting and pasting skills? Not on a computer. Just curious.
They're not very good.
They're not very good. I know.
So expected to have lots of angles and
You
sharp
don't
edges.
even know what the awards are for, do you? Computer science isn't what one of those awards is for.
No, but the hair. I was trying to incorporate the hair,
It's
right?
hair, wit, golden voice.
So,
But all jokes aside, this is a great cover. I hope we see Tracy. I mean, I have no problem saying I hope we see a lot more.
I'm sure Mariano sent her. It's sent over more stuff. Waiting. So.
Tracy's unfamiliar. Oh, I just have a text from Mariano. He'd like you to do a Green Hornet cover right now.
No. Mariano did not text that. Do not do it, Tracy.
Oh no!
All right, just so you understand, there's a reason why their man's wearing green shirt. But in honor of Green Hornet, I'm wearing green pants.
You are. Dave Acosta was the first artist I did that with. Oh, I was at Nick's office and he asked me to ask you to draw something from Green Hornet, and David Avalon said, "No, we didn't." He jumped into the chat. No, we didn't.
So there we go. Cool, Tracy.
Very
We're going
cool,
to be
Tracy.
Seeing,
I got to tell you, man, for the first one out of the box with us, that's
very
you
talented.
really
artist.
killed it. All jokes aside, much respect.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, because the way it works here is that Mariano finds the artist, gets the shipment in, then he lays them out on a rack, and then calls me over to take a look.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I was wowed. I was like, "Who's this? Who's this?" So it's been good this last couple of months. Mariano's managed to find a bunch. So that's been really
Eddie,
really
that's
good.
my favorite version of Harley too. I know Harley is super popular. They've taken Harley in a bunch of directions.
Right.
That's always going to be my favorite version of Harley. The big gun, the big,
Right.
the big hammer. And I understand they've kind of done all these different things. And if people love it, that's great. But
All right, next up we have a Todd McFarlane homage, Spawn and Spider-Man connecting covers by a aforementioned Dan Needlinger.
oh wow,
It's just a retail of $249.99, and we have it type for $199.99. And Jay, I'm sorry, I did not have time today to stitch it together. So I don't know if you were able to do so, but
do you want me to go to hold them up, or does he have the images?
let's see. I don't know.
Jay, if you need me to hold them up, just let me know, man. I don't know if Rex sent you the
Is
other
this
images.
is this avenging? Is the Avenging Spider-Man the other part of this?
No. Did you
Okay.
only get the one pick?
I think so.
Well, maybe. I don't know. What's it look like? Can you throw it up?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. That's
it
the
is.
other
That
part.
is the
I'm
other
sorry.
part.
That's my bad. That is the other part.
And it's
Corey Russ says, "Do your Vanna White
I can if you want me to. If you don't
if you
have,
don't mind."
I probably
That's
the thing I
very,
enjoy
very
the most.
McFarlane. I like that.
Probably the thing I enjoy the most doing is when we do this. When Mariano finds new artists. I mean, because we've all seen the same artists like a million times, right?
Well, but Dan's been with us a little while.
I'm not getting this right. Not 100% the best, but
Pretty cool.
hopefully it gives everybody an idea. Is there like a deal if people buy them both or something?
Well, no, it's connected, so it's one.
Oh, you're selling it as one.
Right. I mean, how is one good without the other?
Oh, I mean, they're both very cool covers.
All right. So next up, we have another new artist, Patrick Giles. I hope I said that. All right. So this is Amazing Spider-Man signed with Spider-Man cover sketch. Suggested retail $129.99, and we've got it for $75.
Wow, this is. I really love the pumpkin bombs. I mean, I know it's a Spider-Man, but I really love the pumpkin bombs. It's very cool.
Yeah, the
All
pumpkin
right,
bombs look amazing. This looks very like Ed McGuinness in a way.
So another new artist that we're working with, and somewhere down the road, expect to see them, working on Dynamite titles. I hope it. But right now, doing sketch covers. Some of them I know also do sketch cards for us. So, all right. Next up, we've got Spider-Man: Shadow of the Green Goblin, signed with Goblin Queen, X-Men '97, cover sketch by Tony Scott. Another relatively new artist, not that new. Suggested retail of $129.99.
See, I mean, that's what I was thinking of too. The yellow circle in the background of that previous one, and the kind of the big web logo. It very much reminded me of the way they used to sort of sell like lunchboxes and T-shirts in the '70s. Every superhero had a circle behind them as as a logo, and everything was always a little bit different. Spider-Man always had the web, and that's kind of like a nice callback to that.
All right, we got this for suggested retail of $129.99. We have it tonight for $75. All right, so
We
then
have all the incarnations of Jean Grey. We just had X-Men '97 wrap up, right?
right.
And you sort of got to see her as Jean Grey. You got to see her as Marvel Girl. You got to see her as Phoenix a little bit.
Jokos, what's going on, man? Mr. No, what's up, bud? All right, so then we have Mad Max Fury Road, Max #1, signed with cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. Got it tonight, lowest price we've probably had in a while, or if ever. We've got it for $35.
Wow. People who are looking to get some
Giving it
original
away.
stuff. I don't know if Ron is here, but $35 for that is.
Just in time for the new Mad Max movie too.
Thank you,
I
Jack.
was going to say, don't we have Furiosa?
That's
real
kind of why I put it out there.
nice.
So I want to see that. I mean, anybody hear any reviews, anything about it?
I'm
I
hearing
think
like
that-
kind of both. I'm hearing kind of both things.
Yeah, I'm hearing stuff that it's, not there. It is there. My guess is this is the way things will be moving forward now. There'll be buzz in both directions, and people will, so they'll kind of neutralize each other, and you'll have to just go to the movie and decide for yourself like people used to do. Because everyone has sources. And everyone's like, I've seen an early cut of this. Hashtag trust me, bro. And I immediately just click it off because I know that person doesn't know about movies.
So, well, I'm not going to see it until several months after the release, as I'm getting very excited to watch Dune Part 2 tomorrow.
on HBO? I almost forgot what Dune 2 was. That was like 3 months
I
ago.
wanted to go, and then I was going to go with my daughter, and then, it just never happened. And then next thing you know, enough time has passed, I'm like, well, the hell with it. I'll just wait until it comes on HBO, and then, because I've been meaning to cancel HBO, because there really aren't that many things I watch.
I was waiting to get into The Strangers, and they said, do you mind waiting a second? A little boy spilled a soda. So I said, I'll wait out here. We were kind of waiting in like the
All right, Miguel,
area.
you got it, bud.
That's a nice claim, Miguel. And the gentleman was talking to me, and he said, I really love coming to the movies, but I really like being able to, really tuck into a meal while, I'm eating my snack. And he's like, and I'm just kind of stuck here with like, popcorn and a soda and some candy or whatever.
Right. All right, so
What cracked me up was I brought a sandwich from the bakery with me. So when the show starts, he looks over and he's got his popcorn. He kind of looks back and I'm sort of like,
oh God, I hope it wasn't John Cole.
they have told those kids, do not pester anyone who has Regal Unlimited. Unless they're carrying like a bazooka or flamethrower into the theater, don't say a word.
How would they know that you are?
No, I mean, I just walked in with a bag in my hand. Like, usually they're like, oh, you're not allowed to bring in outside food or drink. They don't say a word. And I'm just
Because
like,
they can count on your monthly income.
that's the thing. They on their books, if they have 100,000 people subscribed at $25 a month,
But-
that's real income that they can show when they.
But eventually they're going to go through an audit, and they're going to be like, who's this John Cole? You guys are losing your shirt.
I will be happy to hold on to this, ride this out until they decide, hey, look, when this stops being fun for me, like almost everything else in my life, I'll just get rid of it, and that's
Fair
fine.
enough.
I mean,
All right, we got to go to our second break.
We'll be back in a little bit with more
Yep.
stuff that you have
And
to
we'll
buy.
do the
or we'll be
last
back
sketch
again.
cover. We'll do a quick recap. And, man, we're not a lot of action. I might have to start slicing and dicing.
Yeah,
Like a Ginsu
that's
commercial,
what they're waiting for. Don't buy anything the first hour.
maybe. All right, so we'll be back in 2 seconds or 2 minutes.
Buy a book or we'll have Alex come in. You don't want that.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today.
Something is speaking to you. Buy more comics. Just at the edge of your perception. Buy more comics. Your senses fill with visions of vortices. 360 comics. Slowly drawing you to one thundering epiphany.
360 comics!
360 comics!
The universe is telling you to shop with 360 Comics. Joe's got amazing stock from high dollar to $5 books from Silver Age to modern, CGC, variant covers, and more. 360 Comics every Wednesday at 9 Eastern, part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it.
Ones to go.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
All right, so last one is Deadpool Secret Wars, signed by Fabian Nicieza, the much younger Nicieza, with Deadpool
What?
cover
No,
sketch by
I'm told
Ken
he's the
Hazer.
much older brother.
Yeah, no, that's not
Much
true.
older.
Lie. That's a lie. I'm wondering where you heard that.
I
Dylan,
just
from.
finished something that Fabian Nicieza did. He did a Juggernaut miniseries from a couple of years ago that somehow sort of flew under the radar for me. There's a new Kid Juggernaut series, which is very cool on Marvel Unlimited. And apparently they were like, hey, if you like that, you'll read this. And I like the Juggernaut. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains. I'd never seen it. And then I saw it was by Fabian Nicieza, and I was like, okay.
He just did the he's doing the most recent Cable miniseries as well.
So, all right. So this is dual signed by Fabian and Ken Hazer.
Oh, man.
And Ken Hazer did the obviously sketch cover for Deadpool, and Fabian Nicieza is obviously the co-creator of Deadpool. So you're getting
along with
both
19
SIGs.
other people, if I understand the internet correctly.
You've got both SIGs, and you have the sketch cover of Deadpool. All right, let's do a recap. All right,
How much is that book?
Huh?
How much is that book?
So it is suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it tonight for $85.
And that's one of the best Deadpools I've seen Ken do. And he's done some good ones.
That is the best Deadpool that I think Ken has done. And the movie comes out when?
I don't know when.
I think
July.
the movie
July.
July. We've got about 8-9 weeks. But and yeah, a couple people brought it up. Please hit the like button, share, all that stuff. Also, even though Amy's not here today, if you do get something, hit the thing at the top so she doesn't come back and she's trying to figure out where people's stuff goes or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Jay. July 26th.
There you go.
Yes, somebody should buy that. That's for Ken did. I mean, Ken does a good job, but that's very cool, man. Somebody should buy that.
All right, so let's do a Rex cap of the sketch covers. All right, so first up, we had the Red Sonja #1, Saracel, Frank Thorne, homage by Jessica Court and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99. We have it at $129.99. One-time special. Let's do it for $105.
That is so nice. I'm really hoping these things catch on the way I want them to, because I would like to see Mariano be doing like a lot more of these, like for everything Dynamite has. Red Sonja, Vampirella, of that truly evil Ernie.
And Green Hornet. All right,
I'm fine understanding that it's like me and 20 people that like the Green Hornet. I understand it because I belong to the Green Hornet fan groups on Facebook, and even though there's thousands of members, it's the same 15, 20 guys talking about it all the time. So Nick is an amazing friend. He has published Green Hornet multiple times, not just because I asked him to, but he's tried it multiple times. And it's just, the sales are there, but not to warrant, doing, like a big push for it, as opposed to something like Vampirella, which, essentially people love Vampirella.
All right, so next up we had All-Star Batman #1, signed with animated Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just at retail of $129.99. We had it $75. All right, I'm going to do that at $60 tonight.
Oh, nice. I love the color detail in this too, like the slight bit of purple down there and a little bit of like pink red under the lip. Like I think this is very masterfully colored in particular.
All right,
this would go really well with that Harley book.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? That's a good point.
It would go really well with the Harley book.
So let's.
I was talking about this before. This is sort of a great kind of. People want original art. They want unique stuff.
Right.
And this is we talk about this a lot, but for new people, this is a great way to get it. I get it. You see a page of original art and it's like $4,000 and you're like, whoa, I understand it. This is a great way to get like one of one for, a lot of times under $100, a couple times under $50 with that stuff.
All right. So it's a good point John mentioned. So let's do that one next. Harley Quinn #1, signed with Harley cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $129.99. We have it at $75. I'll do that for $60 as well. One-time special tonight.
You know what? If somebody buys both of them,
that would be $120. If you buy them both, I would do it for $110.
Oh, 2 for $110.
Yeah,
that's nice.
You got it. All right, JD Berry is claiming the Harley. All right, so JD, do you want the Batman and the Harley together for $110? Let me know. Otherwise, if you just purchase the Batman alone, you get that for $60. All right. Then we have the connecting cover. Todd McFarlane, homage, Spawn and Spider-Man connecting cover sketch by you got JD by Dan Neidlinger, and this is really nice. Thank you, Jay, for stitching that to.
Thank you. I mean, I had to jump back up, but it looks a lot better this way.
Dude, you were horrible. You couldn't line it up.
I really was not. That's because I'm always looking at the wrong thing. One of the reasons I always did radio is because I'm always looking at the wrong direction in the camera. So radio doesn't matter.
All right, so it's just a retail of $249.99. We had it $199.99. I'm going to do it for $150 tonight.
Oh,
that's a great deal. I know that there's somebody out there that's got some McFarlane fans, Spawn fans, Spider-Man fans in their life. They want something one of a kind that they can get as a present or something later on. You got birthdays coming up. You got Christmas coming up. It's never too early to Christmas shop. Not with deals like this.
Well, no, it's right, though. This is a great time. If you have that person that you kind of know they're a fan, but you think they'll just get whatever they want, you grab something like this, you put it in a box, and you wait. I've done that. I bought a buddy a vintage Bulova watch that I knew he wanted that he would never buy for himself because he had kids and he just didn't. And I got a great price, and it sat for 10 months. I found it at a St. Patrick's parade. Little Rush. And it was 10 months.
No, I do not, Marcus.
No, we don't want Rudolph back. Maybe if we sell 10 books, we'll bring Rudolph out. I'll find Rudolph if we sell 10 books.
All right, so then we have
Kang. Oh, JD, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. That Hurley's for his daughter's birthday.
Cool. That's cool to hear. All right, so next up we have Kang and the Avengers sketch cover collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have for $85 tonight. Gonna lower that to $70. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Tracy, for doing it too. All right. So then we have Amazing Spider-Man signed with Spider-Man cover sketch by new artist Patrick Giles. New to us anyway. Suggested retail of $129.99. We have for $75. I'm gonna lower that to $60 as well. All right. So, all right, you got it, Creative.
Nice.
It's a great pickup. John, you're right. Those pumpkins look amazing. They really
yeah, it's just, and it's funny, but I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I really sort of enjoy, there's little details in this. The spider hanging off the web at the bottom above the signature. And then you've got...
Dude, I just noticed the goblin in the background.
You noticed the goblin in the background.
I just noticed that.
This is very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure we can, Creative. Yeah, no problem, bud.
Yeah, people are picking up some cool stuff tonight.
Just make a note. Add to shipment. All right, so then we have Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin signed with Goblin Queen X-Men 97 cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $129.99. We have for $75. Gonna make that $60 as well.
It's nice collars on this one, y'all.
You and collars. All right. And then finally, Deadpool's Secret Wars, signed by Fabian Nicieza, one of the co-creators of Deadpool, with Deadpool cover sketch and signed by our buddy Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $149.99. I have for $85. Gonna lower that to $70 tonight. Yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, so quick recap, excuse me, with the new lowered prices. All right, so we had Red Sonja #1, Saracel, Frank Thorne homage by Jessica Court and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We had it at $129.99. I lowered that to $105. All right, you got it, Miguel. Let me see.
Good pickup.
Yeah, that Goblin Queen is that's we've seen. One of the things they gave us this year is they gave us pretty much. Thank you, Steve Wagner. They've given us an X-Men 97. They gave you every incarnation of Jean.
Thanks, Steve.
You got Jean, you got Madeline Pryor, you got Marvel Girl, you got Phoenix, you got Goblin Queen. I don't, you know what I mean? If they're, and then at the very end, you sort of got the Phoenix and, you got the Jean Grey Cyclops thing from a few years ago when they were in the future,
right?
Like far future.
All right, so then what else? All right, All Star Batman #1 signed with animated Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99. We had it 75. I lowered that to 60.
Dun 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 dun.
Right?
Dun 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum,
I remember that
bum,
being.
bum.
I remember that being a ringtone on like my Motorola Razor.
Was it one of those like where it wasn't actually the song either? It was like
Yeah, it was not. It was not the song, which was a downgrade because if you had a BlackBerry, you were already getting real music clips. Like
it's
if you went
it's so crazy to think about the way things were. Like, do you remember like we'd pay for dial tones and we'd pay for like I would pay so that when people called me, they'd hear a song, things like that. Like, how weird is that?
it was a call, but didn't they have something callback ringtone or something?
Yeah. Like I had it so like when people called me, it would be playing like Nothing But a G Thing or something like that.
All right, then we had Kang and the Avengers sketch cover collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We had it 85. I lowered that to 70. All right, and this one, so nice. I can't believe that nobody's picked this one up. Todd McFarlane homage Spawn and Spider-Man connecting cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger. Suggested retail of $249.99. We had it at $199.99, and I lowered that to $150. And Dan is a great. I keep saying new artists, and it sounds like they just started, their craft. No, I mean new artists in that we found them and commissioned them to start doing sketch covers, sketch cards for us, and hopefully, most of them we're gonna have on Dynamite titles as well. Not my department, don't know what's going on with that, but I would hope so. All right, and we've got this for $150. That's both. They are connecting covers. Let me see. All this face sketch. So, creative. Yeah. All right. So we can go back. I believe that they are not. So Kang is penciled, inked, and colored. The faces, I believe, are the collage part. Correct, Marcus?
Yes.
All right. So that's how that's built. All right. So then, all right. Final one that's left is Deadpool's Secret Wars, signed by Fabian Nicieza, with Deadpool cover sketch by Ken Hazel. Suggested retail of $149.99. We had it 85, lowered it to 70. So you're getting the hand signature of one of the co-creators, and of course the great Deadpool cover sketch by Ken Hazel. You're getting that for $70. Creative Keep. I don't know, but I can find out from Mariano how he gets that done. It's generally, these are all developed by our buddy Mariano Nicieza. And
two signatures and an awesome stats.
For $70. That is ridiculous.
At that point, people should just be telling us what they want, because I don't think we can do anything better than that. Oh, thanks, Mike, for joining us. Congratulations.
See you, Mike. Have fun. Congratulations as well. TJ. Too funny. All right. Yeah.
Yikes.
I wonder why Fabian was responsible for Deadpool's feet. I wonder why. All right. So we have Dynamite.
Everybody wants to take credit for success.
Not Mariano. All right. So the next we have some trade paperbacks from Dynamite. So here we go. So we have Disney Villains and Maleficent trade paperback, issues number 1 through 5, $13.99. Then we also have the Maleficent hardcover, issues 1 through 5, and we've got that for $19.99. So this comes both in the trade paperback and the hardcover.
And it's a beautiful book. Suli's artwork, her writing, it's such, like, if you're a Maleficent fan, if you're a fan of Sleeping Beauty, this needs to be in your collection, like 100%. This is a great book.
What's great about books like this is kind of like Robbie just touched on. There's someone who's waiting for this.
Right.
As someone who likes the Green Hornet and knows that, you know, liking the Green Hornet is like being a black and white movie in a color world. There's that one person in the crowd who's going to enjoy it, and everybody else is just going to move on. There's someone out there who loves this character, loves Sleeping Beauty, loves Disney, loves the most recent incarnation of it, and they're waiting for this book. Just as they've been waiting for, you know, however long.
Right.
And there's nothing like that feeling of when your moment arrives.
All right, next up we have Darkwing Duck, Volume 1, Foul Play, trade paperback. It has issues 1 through 6, and we've got that for $19.99. Let's see, TJ. That actually is pretty creative, TJ. All right. So this we have for $19.99. Foul Play, trade paperback. Issues 1 through 6. All right, then we have Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Volume 3, Which Way to the Apocalypse, trade paperback. Issues number 9 through 12. And we've got that for $17.99. Hey, CJ, I'm not doing too bad. I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Thank you, though.
Locks of Robbie's hair. I'm concerned when I see that, man. That's a serial killer behavior. I don't want nobody's hair.
Talk about it enough. All right. So next up, we have Deja Thoris, Crimson Genesis, Volume 4, issues number 1 through 6. And we've got this trade for $19.99.
Something we haven't had in a little while.
What?
Although I can't pass through the publisher because I got a ton of it. Deja Thoris. That's kind of like one of my low-key favorite books they did. You know, when I was younger, I liked John Carter. And then when they started focusing on Deja Thoris, it was cool because it was all new. A lot of the stuff Deja Thoris had been done, John Carter had been done before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like glad to see it, but I was glad to see. You know what? We'll have to see if we find one here, and I'll have to put it like in the John Cole mega pack of stuff I like. It is a Deja Thoris story, not like any other Deja Thoris story. It's like Deja Thoris versus the White Apes, and it's kind of creepy and suspenseful. It's a really cool book.
All right. So then we have Vampirella versus Red Sonja, trade paperback. Issues number 1 through 5. And we've got that for $19.99. All right, and that's it for the trades. Next up, we're going to get to the...
Soul.
Where?
Deadpool Soul.
All
Ron. I texted Ron. He wants it.
right, you got it. Text him back. I'm talking to your phone.
Well, if you're not going to sell these comics, someone's going to have to.
So, Ron.
You bring the humor and Robbie brings the good looks. Thankfully, I have a lot of phone numbers in my contact book.
So,
I remember
Dude, that rhymed. That rhymed. That was really clever. I like that.
Wait, what?
What John just said rhymed.
Yeah, I literally just texted Ron.
Yeah, where is he?
He's in class.
Oh, good for him.
He said he's taking some kind of class, and
Cool.
you know,
But don't they know our show's on at this time?
he even said he felt bad, but this was the class time.
Dude, you're about to get Ron in trouble texting during class.
Yeah, right.
I even said, "I'm sorry, man. You can text me later."
I hope he ain't chewing gum too, man.
Story of the day. and somebody did a really cool Iron Man 4 fan trailer. He always shoots me fan trailers of movies that we should see, but we're not going to.
So, Ron's not here, so he can't hear it. But Ron is someone that I want to shout out. And Marcus, TJ, a lot of people on here have been with us since the very beginning when we were doing the show out in the foyer with the big dynamite painted
Remember
logo.
the foyer, the door would open, and sometimes a little bit of snow would come in the winter?
No, the best was, so we're doing a show, right? So the way this front office is configured, there's the double doors, all glass. There's a wall with dynamite logo. So John and I were sitting in 2 chairs there and doing it from that seated position and doing the show and talking and chatting, right? So Nick would be there, but with almost always when he comes in, if he doesn't bring something with him, yes, Dwayne, the big white wall, he would order food. So one day he orders food. I don't remember from where. Delivery guy comes in. He's talking on the phone and trying to make the food delivery. Walks right across in front of us, in front of the camera, everything. And John's like, excuse me, we're trying to do a podcast.
We're streaming.
The guy
and the guy's just
oblivious. He doesn't hear John. He's talking on the phone.
I don't think he cared. He just wanted his $2 or whatever it was, man. I'm just like,
yes, Jay, that was before the Robbie days.
Well, I think in the beginning, we almost didn't know how we were going to do this, right? Like comic book stores were closed during the lockdown, and we wanted to try to simulate the comic book experience.
We had no idea.
We didn't want to do like just the streaming show where literally somebody drones on and holds up a book every 90 seconds.
X-Men number.
There's a million people doing that.
I have ASM number.
Yeah, some do it really well, some whatever. But there's a ton of people doing that. We wanted to try.
John and I spent hours carefully scripting the entire show.
I don't know if you added up all the pre-production time for the last 2 years, if it amounts to an hour, let alone hours.
About the amount of time it takes you to take a shower.
You work here, so you actually do stuff. But
yeah, but I mean, John would just show up and I'd be like, hey, John, we'd both sit down. There was a table between us, I think, right?
I think there was a table between us.
And we just go through the books.
And producer Kyle would be like, this guy's terrible. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm a friend of the publisher. Now he's doing content in his backyard.
Kyle?
Yeah. One of the commercials is, hi, the internet. This is producer Kyle from my backyard. And I thought to myself, was the production budget for commercials?
So wait. Robbie, when you joined us, were we still in the hallway?
Yes, y'all are still in the hallway.
We were still in the hallway?
Yep.
That's right. And Gem Mint got to deal with was it Whatnot?
Instagram? No.
Whatnot.
Maybe it was right? Whatnot.
And so we couldn't do our show anymore. Man, that was a long time ago. Our buddy AR.
That's how it started. Nick and John, I would stop by to say hi to Nick and get comics. And he'd be like, hey, do you want to do a show? And I'd be like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, sure.
Man, that seems like, that was a while ago.
Well, somebody asked me on Twitter, like, dude, you're actually there? I'm like, yeah. How did you swing that deal? I was like, I stopped by and knocked on the door.
And we could not get rid of them, so here we are today.
Actually, that's not true. This started, Nick and I went to dinner.
No, I have not in a while. I have to admit, I'm a bit remiss. I've been thinking about reaching out to AR for a while. It seems like life gets really busy, and you just never seem to get around to doing it.
I talked to him a while, and he was starting a new project, but I haven't,
Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, I hate to say it, there are people I'm related to by blood and marriage that I don't speak to regularly.
Well, that's not but
no, even the ones I like.
Oh.
I know, even the ones I like, my brother-in-law's like, dude, I haven't heard from you in months.
It's kind of true. I mean, you get busy, things in life happen. I mean, you really have no excuse.
No, I have no excuse at all.
You're retired. You go with the movies all the time.
The phone beeps and my response is, and I check. And sometimes it's good stuff where it's like you or whatever. And then other times.
What the hell's that mean? Sometimes it's good stuff, and sometimes it's like you or something.
No, I mean, it's good stuff like if you message or whatever. But, well, that's the thing. I haven't seen AR do anything for a while. So I'm kind of wondering when he said if he started a new project, maybe he just doesn't have time. Because other than Robbie, nobody is making a 7-figure income doing this. So
I wish.
they have to kind of do other stuff as well.
His hair would be better cut, and the beard, I don't know what they do.
Triple B is waiting for that Shutter contract, so he'll be on right before Joe Bob.
Right. So, all right. So, we have incentives that we have to get to. All right. So, this was from last Wednesday. So, first up, we have Deadpool Volume 10, Number 1, 2024, second print, 125 insignia cover. We've got that for $40.
I like Marcus's idea. Somebody should give me a sponsorship for hair product. How do we make that happen? Let's do that.
I don't know.
Well, no,
I'm pretty sure John doesn't know either.
We could do like a before and after, right? Like, you don't want to look like this dude, and it'll be like a close-up of me, when you could look like this dude, and it'll be Robbie going, hey, everybody, tonight we're going to talk about, and then, Robbie will have like a bottle of, whatever it is, horse shampoo or whatever he uses to get the lustrous sheen in his hair.
Jay, I'm going to say, is there a gas leak where you are?
Just that. Can you get out of the house?
Get out of the house.
Can you get out of the house? Open the window, Jake. You get out.
I want you to be okay.
No, Robbie has marks everywhere, man. You see it in his chat.
All the requests we get for sponsorships are just so off. Like, they're just like, hey, here's a tool for your yard. Will you make a video about it? I'm like, no. Like you don't watch my channel to get like a wind blower review. Like, what's wrong? I live in an apartment. I don't need anything like that. What's wrong with
There was a lady when I had my radio show, my food radio show, there was a lady who sold like diet pink drinks, right? And it sounded like some kind of deal where, like she put it in, you shake it up, and you don't eat food, you eat these pink drinks. It literally sounds like the beginning of an 80s horror movie, right? It's like, are you drinking it or is it drinking you? But, and she wanted us to sponsor on the show. And the week she asked, we were doing Bacon Fest. And I said to her, and of course, this woman looked like, this woman, she looked like Wonder Woman. She's picture perfect rip. And I just said to her, do you know what our show does? And she's like, oh, no, I saw, but you're first in your market in this and third in the market for that or whatever. And I was like, thank you. But I said, this week we're doing Bacon Fest. I said, which I won a couple of years ago as a cook.
A healthy pink drink.
I was going to say sponsored by, and I can't remember the name of it. It was like Nexus or Alexis or something. It was like and I'm sure, it was to help people get healthy, and there was like maybe some ginseng in it or something. But I'm at Bacon Fest, man. And we're pushing like pork belly grilled cheese. And this lady wants to stand next to me.
And half your recipes involve
No, it wasn't Pepto-Bismol. It was pink, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, and half your recipes include, bacon grease.
She sent me a link, and all the people looked super fit. They all looked super happy that, they would just carry an empty bottle and like a thing. And they would put it in and shake it up, and that would be all they would drink for a meal.
You should have taken the sponsorship and said, hey, this will be your shtick. Stay tuned, okay, for a word from our sponsor. For those that want to get healthy, that work out, drink this pink drink. If you don't want it, come back after the break, and we'll be talking about how to cook with bacon grease.
She sent some to the radio station, and I put it in a milkshake because we had a milkshake mixer there. And I don't think that's what she had in mind. I'm like, hey, I said, run to Wawa and get a pint of Haagen-Dazs. We're going to make a milkshake out of this. And it looked great, and it sort of had that weird candy flavor, but any fat dissolving that it would have done, Haagen-Dazs took care of that. No.
What if it just dissolves the ice cream? You're like, wow, it really works.
That would have been cool. If it had done that, I'd have been like, come on board. But it was just, and then somebody told me like a year later, oh yeah, what they do is they find, it was like a thing. They had to go to court. They found super fit people at the gym to sell this stuff and give you the impression that they used to look like me.
Right.
When the truth is they never looked like me, ever. And that's a violation of state laws. It's a violation of mail fraud. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. But, at the time, nobody knew.
Right.
How did I get to be a size whatever? And I'm like, like 10. They had like a picture of the one lady from our high school yearbook. She looked like an Amazon then. She looks like an Amazon now.
Right. So it was not the pig
It was
stuff.
not the. I think it was called like Alexis or something.
Right.
I just. It was just a weird thing, and that's what it made me think about. Like, why are you going to like the Fat Guy radio show for this?
They're going to offer you,
You know what? That's what the producer, our
before
producer Lindsay, she's like, well, maybe she's trying to like get you on board to be healthy, and I'm like, she's several decades too late for that. But thank you.
All right, so here we go. So then we have
Shallow Hal, Marcus. Oh my God.
Godzilla 70th anniversary #1 110 ratio by Jeff Zorno, and we have that for $15.
This is nice, and they kind of went with the modern dorsal fin coloration.
Was it Taste of Alexis?
Oh man, I'll think. I don't. You know what? I'd have to look because this is at least 7 years ago.
That's a while.
Yeah. Because I'm saying it's a few years
it
ago, but I'm factoring out the 2.5 or 3 years of the lockdown.
Maybe you'll look it up, and it turns out they killed everybody that bought it.
I don't know about that, and I don't want to bash them. I'm just saying the Fat Guy Radio Show is not where you want to promote. There's tons of podcasts out there. A good friend of mine has a runner podcast. She's like a super fitness marathon runner or whatever. Like, call her. I'm sure she'd be happy to.
Right.
When she runs in a marathon, she looks like NASCAR because she's just got stickers all over her.
Oh, yes.
Sewn on her clothes, her shoes, her shorts, her shirt. She had a headband on one day from some sports company. She's real successful. She's like a successful competitive runner. So that I would understand.
Right.
So, Dwayne, that might have been it. Plexus. That might have been it. I don't know if that's how it was spelled, but that might have been it. And nothing against them. I'm sure they're,
All right, so next up.
Tracy mentioned it. This is a very cool Godzilla.
It is.
One of the Godzilla issues sometimes is Godzilla fans are not happy with an artist's take on it. And you know what I mean? I remember IDW was talking about something like Godzilla is really difficult to find the right artist for.
Right.
Same with King Kong. Nick was talking about that when we did King Kong. It was the same thing. You had to find someone who sort of understood not just comics and drawing, but how you put a giant gorilla in multiple.
Good point.
You know what I mean? This is. I like the angle here too.
All right, so next up we have Godzilla 70th anniversary #1 125 ratio by Tom Whalen.
Oh wow, this is trippy.
And we've got this for $25.
Yeah, I really like this one. I like the design on this one. It looks really cool.
This really almost looks like an anniversary cover, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like a nice like Mondo print or something like that, that you'd buy for like $300.
Really? Yeah. It is.
All right. So next up we have Venom Separation and Anxiety Volume 2 #1 2024 150 ratio by Ron Randall. And we've got this for $25.
Very cool.
That is a cool cover.
Man, that's if you're a Venom fan, yeah, this is sort of what you're looking for with Venom covers.
All right, then we have Venom Separation and Anxiety Volume 2 #1, a 1:100 ratio, Geraldo Sandoval Silver.
Nice.
This one we have for $100. We have one of these available.
See, I would almost prefer something like this than the kind of Image Comics version.
All right, so then, hey Jay, the last break is just regular, right? 7:30.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
He's thinking, how do these guys never remember this? I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I sort of remember, but not always.
Generally, I remember when it's like 9 minutes past. Like, oh, shouldn't we take a break 10 minutes ago? Sorry, Jay.
All right, so these are the new signed Dynamite exclusives in stock. We have Hercules #1, Alessandro Rinaldi, foil version, Dynamite.com exclusive, signed by Elliot Kalan, and there were only 100 of these signed, and we've got it for $39.99.
Was this one of the things where you had to go to Dynamite to get it? Like you had to go to Dynamite.com to get it originally?
Well, yes, correct. The signed version.
Yes.
All right, so this is available. We also have Fire and Ice Tegra #1, Dan Panosian line art, Dynamite.com exclusive, signed by Dan Panosian. And this is limited to a number is 25, and we've got this for $34.99.
I love that his signature is a word balloon coming from the skull.
From a skull saying, Fire and Ice was one of those things I thought we were never going to see. I was super glad when Nick arranged to kind of work this out. Yeah, Commander Beef wants this.
All right.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
CIB, you got it. Panosian claiming.
I'm just glad that this book got me finally to watch the movie, which I loved. So that was really cool.
I got you down, CIB.
Yeah, it's really nice.
We can get Nick's shows. Who's Big Narucci?
No one that we know.
All right. Next up, we have Gargoyles Quest #1, signed by Greg Weisman. All right, and 50 of these were signed, and we've got this for $29.99.
Man, look at that cover. Wow. Greg Weisman is another one of these creators that really takes the time on social media. He does a ton of Q&As. He really sort of, he will go deep into people will ask questions and stuff in the 90s or whatever, and he's happy to discuss this. You know what I mean? He's glad that Gargoyles has been introduced to like a new generation of fans. Old generation of fans love the book. This is one of those kind of like very much win-win things.
All right. So next up, we have the new metal covers have come in. We have Hercules #2, Francesco Tomaselli, and we've got this for 100. So these would be metal covers, premium metal covers, as a matter of fact. So that's available for 100.
We've become the Disney store now.
Right. All right. Next up, we have Space Ghost #1, Jay Lee metal. We've got that for 100.
Gorgeous. This has got to look amazing on a metal cover.
So, Space Ghost has been a huge hit. I think it brings nostalgia back. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it brought nostalgia back. David Proposey was talking about this, that you've got multiple generations. He's of the Space Ghost Coast to Coast generation, and he would love meeting older fans at shows that would talk about Space Ghost in a much different way, like Hanna-Barbera fans.
Right.
There's one of the very first groups on Facebook, the private comic groups, was a Hanna-Barbera group, like 10 years. Got like 18, 19,000 members, and it's all old guys all day long talking about stuff like this. Right. And how, for them it was hard to see Space Ghost be a comedy. I enjoyed both. I enjoyed Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and I enjoyed
I didn't really watch that Coast to Coast. I really, my memories of Space Ghost was a show, the cartoon.
A lot of that stuff, because of the hours I worked, a lot of that stuff I'd be watching at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I would get home, everybody would be asleep, I would still be wired from work, and I would just put this stuff on. And at first I'm like, oh, Space Ghost. And then I'm like, oh, it's goofy. And then I'm like, it's funny. So, I really enjoyed it. But I think this is a case where we've seen a couple versions now of Space Ghost in a more serious light. Jeff Parker did it a couple years ago with Future Quest. And I think of all the stuff they did, Space Ghost really resonated the most, kind of turning him into Hanna-Barbera's Green Lantern.
Right.
Now, David Proposey is doing this, and he's sort of turning Space Ghost, for lack of a better term, he's almost becoming Hanna-Barbera's Batman. There's a reason why he's called Space Ghost.
Right.
He's very much like the Dark Avenger of the Spaceways type thing. And I think that's a great sort of, That's a take you haven't seen before.
All right. So, it's 7:31.
Oh, time for a break.
We're going to go to our last and final break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra, yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like...
No regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dosed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's gonna be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com. Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
We are back. All right, let's.
And TJ James, you're right. Early episodes, or like the first season or whatever of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, was funny. Like all good things, it dragged on too long. Then after a while, even they knew they went. Some of those later episodes, even they know they went on too long. They're sort of making fun of themselves.
All right, so Jay, if you could put the hashtag back. All right. This is the giveaway. It is Maestro #1, signed by Peter David.
My favorite version of the whole.
In green. All right, so here we go. That is the giveaway. The hashtag is hashtag EXPMCU. What? Make sure you put that in the chat. We will run the giveaway sometime towards the end of the show.
Triple B, talking about the Sully interview with Chitara. If you haven't seen it already, you can find it on Twitter and Instagram. This week at some show, Gracie the cosplayer, who's done Red Sonja for us more times than I can count, went as Chitara.
All right, so.
And she's got some other Chitara stuff that she's done too. And Rachel Holland also, we just had Fire and Ice Tigra a little while ago. She did a Tigra cosplay. I guess based on the way some of these licenses are offered, we can't really do cosplay covers.
Right, correct.
But that doesn't stop the cosplayers from sort of, showing their appreciation for the book anyway.
So, all right. So the last metal book of the night, Gargoyles Quest #2, Clayton Crane premium metal cover. And we've got that for 100 as well.
Clayton Crane just adds a very different vibe to Gargoyles.
Yeah, I know. He does. All right. Anemia, Triple B. I assume that's what you mean.
Anime, I saw she took a social media break, and I think she also took a little bit of a work break. She wanted to kind of focus on hosting and writing and doing some of those other things. She certainly isn't like walking away from it, but she said, you know.
CIB. Little tongue in cheek there. All right. So these are last week's Dynamite books. Gargoyle Quest number 2, which we still have at cover price. All right. So that we have at $4.99. So if you want to get caught up, we have these. We probably have these in stock. Let us know when you send the submission form. All right. So then we have Justice Sucks number 3, and that we have at $3.99. And then finally we have Hercules number 2, and we have that for $4.99. All right. So new Dynamite books for the week. They haven't even been released yet. All right. So if you want to get caught up for Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft issues 1 through 3, we have them at cover price. The total for all 3 is $14.97. All right, here we go. So we have Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, number 4A, David Costa. It's just a retail of $4.99. That's what we got it for. These are all going to be cover price.
Dave agreed with me, by the way, that this would have been very cool if this glowed in the dark green.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You know, he loved the story about me running around Dynamite trying to, like, thinking the cover glow in the dark. He's like, dude, are you serious? I said, true story. You can ask Nick or Rex or anybody. I'm running around in rooms, shutting off lights, trying to see if this thing glows.
Now
they wait until I go through, like, 5 rooms before they're like, dude, it's just green. It doesn't glow in the dark.
And it made me kind of feel like I grabbed something that had a primarily green cover, knowing it doesn't glow in the dark, and say, John, this one does. And then wait and see how long John's going to sit in the dark waiting for it to glow. All right. Next up, we have Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, number 4, cover B by Cuber Ball. Cover price $4.99. All right. Then we have Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, number 4, cover C by Robert Hack. We've got that for $4.99 as well.
Is that a cat collage cover right there?
Inspired by our friend Mariana.
You know, I love cats. I really do. And I always get the photo covers. I always get the photo. I'm sorry, what?
You own cats.
I have a cat, yeah.
You don't really own a cat. A cat chooses to stay with you for a while before it shuffles off.
Yeah, I think a cat. But I always get the photo covers, but I might have to get this cat cover as well.
All right. So next up, we have Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, number 4, cover D. This is the photo cover. And obviously that is Cassandra up there. We have this to cover.
There's going to be one in a different color, I think. Is there one that's green in the background?
I have no idea. This one we have a cover price of $4.99. All right, then we have Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, number 4, cover E, Dave Acosta, Virgin cover. There it is. That one. That's the one you're talking about.
That'll glow in the dark.
Yeah, grab one.
I got one right here. I'll be right back, everybody.
No, you won't, because it doesn't glow in the dark.
Apparently, no. I was talking to someone who was at IDW for a while, and she told me glow-in-the-dark covers and stuff like that are a nightmare. She's like, we love that fans like them, but as soon as you start trying to do stuff like that.
All right, so this one is $50. All right, this is the Virgin Incentive by Dave Costa, and we've got it for $50. All right, so then Army of Darkness Forever. If you want to get caught up, it's now on issue 7. You can get issues 1 through 7, all at cover price, for $34.93. All right, so let's get to it. So we have Army of Darkness Forever, number 8.
Spoiled now. I'm afraid a time will come when, like, we're not doing Army of Darkness. And I'd be Army of Darkness is like a steady thing in my comic life. I would be upset if, I mean, it's the thing Dynamite's done the longest. It's been 20 years.
We'll make sure to give you a hug on that day. Okay. All right, Army of Darkness Forever, number 8, cover A by Bjorn Berens. And we've got that for cover price of $4.99.
Dwayne Japan wants the he wants the cat cover for Robbie.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Dwayne. All right, hold on.
Make sure you put that in Robbie's box.
Oh, thank you so much, Dwayne's a pain.
Yeah, I'll send it to him as soon as I get the sketch covers.
You haven't gotten those yet?
So, is the cat one C? Do you remember?
I think the cat one is C, yeah.
C is for cat collage.
Yeah.
All right, Dwayne. And goes to Robbie.
Yeah, because we had Cuber Ball, we had Dave Acosta, we had the cosplay, the photo cover.
Don't act like you're Mr. Super Memory or something.
It's not Super Memory. We just did
All right, so then we have Army of Darkness Forever, number 8, cover B by Arthur Sudam, and we have that for cover price at $4.99. Now you're being smart.
It's in the book.
Now just being a jerk. Let me put that down. Owes me one John Cole sandwich. All right. So, you want the Ali homage? Got it, CIB. All right.
Oh,
so
that's a cover I really like.
This is the Arthur Sudan one, right?
There's a cover A. It's line art for Dave Acosta.
All right. CIB.
I'd be all over that, TJ. There would be no. That's a book that could be $20.
This is cover B, right, Jay? I'm losing track, man. I'm tired.
Well, you want to just say goodnight? I mean,
it's B.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jay. All right. Then we have Army of Darkness Forever, number 8, cover C by Tony Fleeks. And we've got this for cover at $4.99.
As long as deadites aren't endangering a dog, I'm fine with whatever Tony Fleeks does.
All right.
I found someone else on Instagram that has emotional trauma because of Tony Fleeks now. Another one of the people in my dog group. She's like, it's Stray Dogs. It sounded like a comic for me. And then there's a pause. It was not.
Just got nominated for an Eisner too, Tony did.
Awesome work. Cool. But if you're, I would probably put a warning on that. If you're one of the whack jobs like me in like 9 different Facebook or Instagram dog lover groups, maybe think twice.
All right. Then we have Army of Darkness Forever, number 8, cover D by Chris Burnham. And we've got that for cover at $4.99. All right. Next up, we have James Bond 007. If you need to get caught up, we're on issue 5. You can get issues number 1 through 4 at cover for $19.96. All right. So
Bond fans are jumping on the fact that right now they're kind of switching gears. Who's going to be Bond? Who's not going to be Bond? When's the next Bond movie coming out? Every time Bond comes up, I mention, well, there's all these Sign of My Comics, right? And I'll get somebody maybe a week or 2 later in my DMs. Thanks, dude. I just ordered like 30 of them because James Bond is one of those things that it's hard to love.
Right.
Because if you don't like the guy who's Bond, well, that makes it hard.
Right.
And chances are, if you're a hardcore Bond fan, you've read all the novels.
Right.
Like,
All right. So
way back when.
So the new one this week is James Bond 007, number 5, cover A by Dave Johnson. Got that for cover price, of course. $4.99.
TJ, do you know off the top of your head who has the rights to Doc Stern, Mr. Monster? So I'm just remembering how good that book was and how long it's been since I've seen it.
All right. So now on to Thundercats. We have, all right. So we are in issue 4. If you want to get caught up, Thundercats number 1 through 3. Get them at cover. And that's for all 3, $14.97. All right, so first up, we have Thundercats number 4, cover A by David Nakayama. And we've got that for $4.99.
Okay.
All right, so then we have Thundercats number 4, cover B by Lucio Perillo. Always love his work. All right, Dwayne DePayne, you are claiming A, I assume, right, Dwayne?
Yeah, TJ. As far as I can tell, Gilbert brought them the Dark Horse, and then I guess when they stopped doing it, probably looking at, you know what? Maybe we should have our friend Nick text Michael Gilbert and say, "Hey, man,
what? You don't know him yourself?" Thunder. JD's claiming 007 cover A. Gotcha, JD. All right. So then, let's see. Did I miss anybody else? All right. So then we have Thundercats number 4, cover C by Declan Shalvey. We got this for $4.99.
I really like this one.
All right, then we have Thundercats number 4, cover D by Jay Lee and June Chung, and we've got that for $4.99.
Yeah, Garth Ennis is kind of like you would thought that would have almost happened earlier than it did. Garth Ennis doing James Bond.
All right, so then we have Thundercats number 4, cover E by Ivan Tao.
Oh, wow.
Got that at cover price of $4.99.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
All right, Dwayne is claiming C and D also.
C and D also, damn.
Andy.
Yeah, at that point.
All right, you got
give him the set, man.
All right, hold on tight, Dwayne. Got a few more to go yet. All right, so then we have Thundercats number 4, cover F, Andrew action figure, Drew Moss cover for $4.99. All right, so that Bond cover, I don't know. All right, then we have Thundercats number 4, cover G, Lucio Perillo foil. Had that for $9.99.
Ooh.
All right, so Mr. Nope is claiming what now? A through F. All right, so okay, Mr. Nope. Let's see, A through F, all the way to the action figure one. Okay, gotcha.
I love the action figures. I know people are like, "Oh, how do you like those? They're so corny."
X-Men Hazer.
It doesn't matter.
Let's see. Which X-Men Hazer? Which X-Men Hazer are you talking about there?
Yeah, I don't remember an X-Men Hazer today.
I don't think it was an X-Men Hazer sketch cover that we did. So I'm not sure. Can you clarify, please, Mr.
I'm trying to look at the board, so I don't have to.
Yeah, the Hazers were the Deadpool and the Mad Max one, right? And
yeah,
we've already
right.
selected.
I think they're gone, right?
Yeah,
they're both gone. He might have meant the Deadpool. Yeah, that one's sold.
Believe it or not, TJ, I don't have a package deal for it. All right, cover X. What's cover X?
I think you're just messing with us now.
Me too, which isn't really hard to do. But.
It's late, so they're like.
All right, so let me get through this. So Thundercats number 4, cover H, Lucio Perillo foil version. Got that for $29.99.
The Spidey homage is very cool.
This Mr. No, I got you. So the Spidey homage. All right. Let's see. That is not Hazer, actually, my friend. That is, who was that? That is Dan Nylinger. But I'll put you down, buddy. And it is a great piece, and it's only $150. I've lowered the price. $249.99 MSRP. It was priced at $199.99, so you're getting it for $150, my friend.
I think he's talking about the Thundercats cover that you're about to get to.
What are you talking about?
There's a Thundercats cover, this one that's on the screen right now by Ken Hazer.
No, I'm talking about Mr. No. He's looking for the Spidey homage.
That's what this is. This is an homage to Spidey when he meets Mary Jane.
Oh, I got you. All right, so
Space Insider.
So that would be. So let's see, number 4X. All right, so
that's a great cover.
4X, Mr. Nope, I got you, bud.
See, I got confused because he said the X Ken Hazer cover, and I read that as X-Men Hazer.
Yeah, so did I. All right, so Dwayne, you're claiming it as well? All right, buddy. Get you down. All right, so let me get through the rest of these covers. All right, so then we have, so we did the foil, we did the virgin. All right, so then we have 4i, cover 4i. Dave Nakayama, limited version. We have that for 50.
Mummer's getting it, man.
So
man, I was gonna say.
What? Oh yeah, that hurt. All right, got you, Triple B. All right. So ASM 42 CJ design.
Say it one more time. This is like,
hold on, buddy.
Look at this cover, man. Ouch.
So which ASM 42?
Is that what it's homaging?
Which one?
The ASM 42 for that cover X for Thundercats.
I have no idea.
That sounds right. That's the issue where he sees Mary Jane.
Yeah,
right?
CJ, you want one as well?
Mary
So I'm
Jane
gonna
at the
put you
final
down.
battle, right?
CJ, let me know if that's what you mean. All right, CJ, do you want one or are you just pointing that out? I'm guessing you're pointing it out.
Also,
if I'm
Dwayne
wrong,
wants
let
to
me
know if he has something in metal.
So what?
Dwayne wanted to know if he had something in metal.
Yeah, let me get through these real quick.
Okay.
All right, so Thundercats number 4B is Rob Liefeld, and 4W is Ben Oliver. All right, so let me know. Got it, CJ, no problem. All right, so new exclusives from Dynamite.com. Thundercats number 4, Ken Hazer line art version. 100 of these were made. Got that for $19.85. Then we have Thundercats number 2, ZE 1:11 ratio, Declan Shalvey line art, signed by Declan Shalvey. 75 of these were made, and we've got that for $29.99. All right, so let me see. All right, again, anything that you want, the Dynamite books that we talked about, if you're watching this on Rewind, you more than likely have enough quantity. Everything else, that's a one for. If you see something you like, let us know. Contact us. Hit submission form. We'll find out if it's still available. If we lowered the price, we will honor that price after the show. Got to be careful. Yeah. All right. So Dwayne is claiming V. Let's see. Got Dwayne. All right. I got you down, bud. All right. So, you know what? Hold on a second. So, the giveaway of the night is going to be, what did I pick? Sign, Maestro signed by Peter David. All right. So, this is the giveaway.
Nice.
All right. And the hashtag is, of course, hashtag EXPMCU what? All lowercase. So, all right. Should we spin it or what do you think?
Saw that last claim by Dwayne?
Yeah. Yeah, I got him. V. Got Dwayne. You're good. All right. So
there's some good pickups today.
Yeah, I know. All right. So we're gonna give it all right, last chance. Get the hashtag in the chat and you'll be entered into the drawing for the Peter David sign book. All right, so JD, let's go ahead and do it. Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
And the winner is CJ. Cool. Because CJ has been so nice to take his offer up his sketch art for a giveaway, which we did, I think it was last week or the week before, I can't remember. So it's really cool that CJ gets to win something.
Yeah, you guys should check out also, I don't know, you should check out CJ on Instagram.
Yes.
He posts some of this very cool stuff up
yes,
there.
Definitely.
Comic
and
stuff.
I'm sure down the line, CJ, if you want to send us more stuff, we can get it done for you. Or rather, send me the pics and we'll put it on the show.
Well, we're
we've
shouting
done
out
that.
the chat. Triple B has sort of like an unboxing show.
He does.
Absolutely check that out. Especially him and I tend to like the same book, so I'm enjoying that. But
so yeah, it's a pretty cool show when he does the unboxing.
Yeah.
And sometimes he orders stuff from us and requests other things that we try to make happen. But a lot of it is random, so even he doesn't know what he's getting.
And Robbie has a show or something. Cool. Good night, everybody. No.
Tonight, Robbie will be on his channel for PCP Movie Night. Tonight will be the infamously not so good Tom Cruise movie Legend.
Cruise Choice. Well, I think Legend always fails in comparison to Labyrinth, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a different film, and they're both beautiful films, but I think there is something about Legend I like. But yeah, it's not a great movie, but that director's cut really kind of irons it out a little bit, Rex. I think you should check that out. And Tim Curry's amazing in that movie. He scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Tracy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching.
Again, amazing. First up, they really nailed it there with the Harley work. Very, you set the bar high for yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming next. And Jay, what's after this? What, producer Kyle from his backyard or something?
I mean, maybe. You never know. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, it's going to be the Devil's Advocates with Bronze Age Nerd and Kyle, and they're going to be asking, what do you do if you have too many comics?
Oh, man.
Apparently you get a storage space and put racks in it.
Yeah, they're giving you like the first month free in these storage spaces, man. They're happy to help.
All right, so thank you. Be sure to join us on Wednesday for our 1-hour show starting at 7 Eastern.
Thanks, everybody in the chat for joining us. Congratulations, everybody who wants stuff, pick stuff up.
Join me and Amy on Friday with Robbie on his channel, PCP, for the topic of the day.
Robbie's
never
got
know what's going to be.
Choice thing going up?
I don't know what it is. Amy doesn't know what it is. And Robbie doesn't know what it is until the morning of. And,
he's got a magic 8-ball that he spins.
Right.
Signs look good.
And Nick, I'm pretty sure we'll be back from his trip to do original art on Friday
7.
Not really sure. God no, Marcus, we will not talk about sequels anymore. So that was fun. Me and Marcus were toe to toe that Friday. And of course, next Monday is Memorial Day. There will not be comic collectibles on that day. We're going to take that day off. Be safe wherever you are. If you're traveling, definitely be extra safe. Traffic accidents that time of year.
Have a good week, everybody. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, absolutely. Be safe on the holiday weekend.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Jay, pushing all the buttons and stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Keeping this runaway train somewhat on track. Thank you, Jay.
So thank you, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday, if not earlier.
Good night, everybody.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.